Good morning. I'm going to share with you something important from 1 Corinthians 11, verse 12, verse 11 onwards. 1 Corinthians 11 to 11 onwards. Nevertheless, in the Lord, woman is not independent of man, no man of woman. For as woman was made from man, so man is now born of woman. And all things are from God. Okay, first, this one. This is kind of fair, right? You know, there's always like a chicken and egg situation. Which one comes first? The woman or the man? You know, man or woman all comes from the womb of his or her mother. Seriously. So from that perspective, it's almost like a woman is the source of life, right? Correct in that sense? Well, you know, it's a fusion of the biological sexual relation between man and woman, of course. But so man and the woman. So Paul is saying that man comes from woman. No, man is born of woman. Okay, born of woman. Now, woman was made from man. Now, there's a difference. The difference is man was born of woman, but woman was made from man. That's very, very different things now. Chronologically, so you can go right back. It's the man who was created by God first in God's image. Only after that, God created woman. Now, guess where the woman comes from? God actually put out a rib, a bone from a rib from Adam's body. Took that out, and God blowing a breath of life into it, and it formed a woman. And that woman came to Eve. Adam was so excited. Adam said, "Now, truly, this is bone of my bone." Where is it from? Bone of my bone. It came from Adam's bone. It is truly bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And the flesh comes from Adam as well. And he called her Eve, mother of all. So the woman was made from man, but man was born of woman. But all things are from God. Okay, so this is really good. And then verse 13 says, "Judge for yourselves. Is it proper for a wife to pray to God with her head uncovered?" Then talk about this. Nature teach you that if a man wears long hair, it's a disgrace for him. But if a woman has long hair, it's her glory. Okay, so let's just expand. I was just struck by that verse that says, "Judge for yourself," verse 13. "Judge for yourselves. Is it proper for a wife to pray to God with her head uncovered?" Now let's unpack this one. This is important. With her head uncovered. Is it proper? Paul is saying that judge for yourself. Does it even seem to be proper to you for a woman to come to church and pray to God aloud in front of the whole congregation, in front of other men, with her head uncovered? Now, there's much controversy about this coverings and complementarianism, which has got to be another topic next time. But right now, let's talk about this one. That the covering of the head signifies under authority. Okay. Also reflects chastity and virtue. That's a very good word, chastity and virtue. That means she is married and she's under authority of a man. And I believe that even single woman cover the head, same thing. But the veil and something reflects that she is under the authority of a man. Okay, I guess the single woman under the authority of a father. So it just strikes me so hard that God is really concerned and really about authority and submission and creation order, because this ultimately comes back to our relationship with God, which is God is our supreme glory, our supreme head, and like Man is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. God is the head of Christ. Role. No, I mean the functionality of it. However, and the role of it, but status equal before God. This is a tricky part, right? Like Trinitarian, how can Christ be subject to God when he is God? When he says he and the Father are one. So this is highly, highly confusing. But it's the head of Christ is God. In the context of man is the head of woman, and Christ is the head of the church. So you can see that there's a clear distinction of roles. So commentary has said that it's a role functionality, but status is equal. But you can't say with Christ and the church. Christ is obviously the head of the church in every way, in every sense of the word. There's not even a discussion about it. But it does have one for the man and the woman, as well as God over Christ. So that will be a detailed analysis, and maybe some other time I will write some articles upon it. But the thing is, the point is that God is very, 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 very concerned, and he really wants submission and order in church, in our relationship with him. That submission and order is undergirded by love, not by coercion and a mechanical force. It's never, because Christianity is such a relational religion. There is no such thing as you forcing somebody to submit to you. Christ never forced anybody to submit to him. He died for us on the cross. It's absolutely our choice. God has given us an absolute free will to decide for ourselves, to follow him or follow ourselves or follow the world. We don't follow God. We have no idea who do we follow. For ourselves, are you kidding? Would you be able to trust yourself in all things? All right. If you trust the world in all things, just pick up your newspaper, or rather pick up your iPhone and read what's going on in the world. Like Ukraine and Russia now. The war has been going for over a year now. Oh boy, that looks real dangerous. Got to pray for that. So you see that you can't trust. The submission is undergirded by love and faith and belief. You trust him. It's really easy to submit to somebody who loves you, whom you trust, with all your heart, all your mind, and who loves you with all that he has. Just look at the cross. Does God love you enough? There's a clear call of evidence. Don't talk, do it. Show me. Right there on the cross, bleeding, anguish, and he even said, "Father, forgive them." Jesus said, bleeding, just about to die on the cross physically. He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing." That is the head that's worthy of worship and obedience and submission. God bless you.